Atreyu strikes again here with their new base trail model, $115. It has a TPU mesh upper, see-through and reflective, a great 3.5 millimeter lug full outsole, and the midsole is a supercritical chemically modified EVA. We're going to take them out here in Park City for a run on snow and road and give you our impression. Atreyu sent us a pair of their new base trail coming later this year, and inside the box was a very, very nice note from Michael, the founder of Atreyu. Launching for pre-sale at the end of March, and they should be available and shipping sometime between September and the end of the year. So Michael always signs his emails, honor simplicity. And for their first trail shoe, which has the same midsole stack height as their base road model, they've really done a really neat job here. We're going to take them out for a run on trail and road real soon, but let's get into a few of the details. First, we've got an outsole, which is a 3.5 millimeter lugs on a 1 millimeter base. It's full coverage. We have the upper is a TPU mesh, reflective TPU mesh. It's very thin. It's a single layer. You can see some overlays. We have a decently stout heel counter. Michael is always very precise in the details. We have a suede collar here now. In the production, it'll be a spandex. I'm going to try them on and tell you how they fit and how they run, but you can see they're completely see-through. Of course, the midsole. Well, before the midsole, let's talk about the sock liner. So it's a 5 millimeter eTPU sock liner. It's lightly glued in. In terms of the stack height and the drop, it is a 6 millimeter offset here. You can see it's branded right on the midsole. It is going to be 21.5, 15.5 for the midsole, plus the outsole and the sock liner. So we're going to be at 30 millimeter heel, 24 millimeter forefoot. Really neat. This is an early version, but this pair here is a US 9. Comes in at 9.53 ounces, 270 grams. So part of the testing, Michael took them on a rim to rim in the Grand Canyon just recently to kind of finally confirm all his thoughts about exactly how he wanted to design the shoe, and it passed passed his test very well. So we're going to give it a test now out here in Park City. I'm going to take him out on some road and on the snow. And somewhere maybe I'll find some dirt. So please stay tuned, because I'll talk about the fit and the ride in the next part of the video. We're getting very good grip on this rapidly getting mushy snow here in Round Valley. Very nice grip. 3.5 millimeter lugs. Upper's holding well. There is Deer Valley Ski Resort. And moving across, we have Park City Mountain, and then there's an area in between, White Pine Canyon, and then we have Canyon Ski Resort. Beautiful, the Wasatch Crest. The other side, directly after 7-8 miles down, is Salt Lake City. So let's talk about the fit here of our base trail model from Atreyu. So I was sent a half size up from my normal true to size. They're a bit long. My left wider foot is fitting just about perfectly, if a bit long. My right narrower foot a little looser, so I think this will be true to size. There is a lot of toe box room, a lot of room through the first part of the midfoot, and then a very secure heel hold, very trail shoe worthy heel hold, even from this light upper. So I haven't gone any technical stuff yet. We'll do that later, but so far this is a great upper, and as you can see, it's that very thin TPU mesh. Should breathe and drain very well. In these kind of conditions, I don't worry too much about wet feet. I'd rather have the shoe not absorb moisture and drain. So I'm going to keep going down the hill all the way down here. We're in Round Valley, and there's a loop in here, and I'm gonna go around and back up over there. Everything nice and stable on the downhill. Traction, excellent, excellent here on this soft snow. As you can see how soft it is. Very promising. At the top of the little rise, gonna be heading back down and then onto the road. So what about the ride here? Well, the first part of the run was on road uphill, and what I really noticed is how quiet the shoe was on road. That's a tribute to this very well designed outsole, full coverage. And I think that outsole, which matches super well to the supercritical foam in terms of not being kind of overly hard feeling, makes it a very good road shoe. I found it very, very stable actually. So if you're an Atreyu fan looking for a bit more shoe, maybe a touch more stability, plus all the flexibility of trail, this is a great new option to consider at 115 bucks. Now on the snow here, all this soft snow, definitely not moving fast, but the grip was really good, really solid. I could feel the lugs really biting in. I wasn't slipping. There are enough of them, but not too many that sort of when you have a tight pattern, sometimes you don't get the grip on the soft. So it's in between, you know, the all-purpose and the soft ground and kind of overall spacing, 3.5 millimeters, plus that 1 millimeter plate that they're attached to, or the bottom, which gives it the stability. So it's really a fine new option. We talked about fit before, going uphill on all this slop side to side. Upper held me super well. I'll still say that if you have a super narrow foot, you definitely want to go true to size. I'm a half size up. A little bit of play in my narrow right foot than in my left. Tongue just perfect, really. Just kind of a suede thing with these cottony laces, just really held me down. The underlays work well. The whole kind of rear of the shoe through here, very well held. Let's go to the other side. Similar pattern. You got that heel counter, moderately firm but not over firm. So the key question is, let's get him on some dirt, but very promising. At $115, I think Atreyu's new trail running division, it says in there, is really up to some promising stuff. And I think also it's a great new road option if you want a bit more Atreyu. I might compare it on the road. I'm just trying to think aloud here, because the foam is quite energetic. This chemically treated, chemically modified EVA, supercritical. So it really kind of has some nice bounce to it, but because of the outsole, we're not sloppy, bouncy. 6 millimeter drop. I don't feel like I'm heel sinking, going slower paces. Let's look at the flexibility. So back from my run, I noted that they absorb very little moisture. The eTPU sock liner didn't seem to absorb much moisture. It has really a nice feel to it. After some more road running, I'm going to show you that we do have some decent flex here already. The profile is, as you can see, quite flat on the ground. There's maybe a touch of a rocker to it, but it really relies as much on the flex for propulsion as any Coming down the hill back to my place. So some comments on the cushioning here. I always like to take a look at the cushioning on the road where all the variables are taken out. Well, first, it's deep in combination with the outsole, which isn't overly kind of firm feeling. There's a lot of vibration absorption here and some spring. It doesn't remind me of a rubberized kind of EVA thing, sort of the bounce. It's more the spring you expect in a supercritical foam. It's certainly not as firm as Power Run PB. It's not as silky soft as Zoom X. It's definitely not as soft as the Puma nitrogen EVA. Reminds me quite a bit of Brooks's DNA Loft V3 and the Aurora BL and the Caldera we're going to review soon. There's no rock plate here. I don't think any is needed. There is lots of front protection, but I'll have to get them out on some rockier trails, but there's lots of front cushion and protection. To get them out on some dirt, but really promising here from Atreyu. Thank you very much for watching. We're going to have a full written review once I find some dirt at RoadTrailRun.com. They'll be available for pre-order in towards the end of March, with deliveries expected probably in the fourth quarter. Michael at Atreyu says they're still waiting on factory for that. Factory kind of lineup where they're going to fit in. In terms of weight, he's saying they will come in under 10 ounces, although these are considerably lighter at 9.53 ounces. But when final production happens on the production line versus the sample room, things can change a bit, but he is committing to sub 10 ounces. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hope you'll subscribe. We'll be leaving Park City soon, back on the seacoast, so if you like to think of the beach, we'll be there. Have a great run.